Hi, this is John Ryan, and with me is the Samala Cup tournament MVP, Togba Aboubacar.
Yes,
Did
correct.
you pretty good?
Yes, perfect.
All right. Hey, so I've been watching you play for the last few years. Real high-quality handball player, and a little bit different from like the typical player I've seen on New York City in the past. A lot of times it's been I don't know, older European coming in, moving into New York City. But let's talk a little bit about your handball journey, where you first played handball.
I started playing handball when I was back home in Guinea.
In Guinea, for Guinea, those that don't know, it's a African country.
Yeah, West African country.
And what age were you when you first started playing?
I started pretty young. I was like around 11, 12 years old.
Did they have like a club team, or was it part of the schools, or how did it work there?
So usually most schools do like a competition between school in soccer, handball, and also like they have a city team in most of the cities. So I first started with the school, and I ended up practicing with the city team, and that's how I was able to improve my skill.
Yeah. So you, what city were you living? Were you in the capital, or?
No, I was in Guinea. It's one of the city, like an hour, 30 minutes away from the city.
Yeah. And you would play other city teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every year we have like a main tournament that is basically like a nationals that we play. Like all the team come together in the city. We play against each other for like a week, and everybody go back home.
Were you always a backcourt player?
No, actually no. So the team I started playing for, we had so many lefties that first when I came, they told me to start wing, like everybody learn. And when I wanted to play for the first team, they decided to put me as a pivot because we have like one of the best wing and back. I didn't have any chance to play back or wing.
Well, damn, that must have been a loaded team.
Yes.
Putting you at pivot.
Yes. So I played pivot for like 4 or 5 months, and this few times I decided I don't want to play pivot anymore. I don't care if I can stay on the bench, but I know I still can learn more and play back or wing. And that's how I started playing back.
Did you ever get? Well, you're still pretty young then. Probably not into the national team level, but was the Federation in Guinea looking at you as a player, or
I actually played for the national team in Guinea, under 18.
Under 18?
Yeah, I played 3 tournaments. I played the Challenge Continental, Challenge Continental for Zone 2, and we were champions. And we play like another tournament, like when you won that, you have to play another tournament, and we lost the final against Nigeria. And I played the African Nation Cup one time, and we end up at the 5th place.
All right, so you got some good experience. Were you playing right back then?
Yeah, the national team I always play back.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, tell us then. So you're playing in Guinea. You moved to the United States. How did you get linked up with New York City?
So when I first moved in New York, like it was in September 11, 2019. First thing I did, I was looking for New York City handball team. I was looking like everywhere where I can find a handball team. These few times that they took me in the park where they have like a wall, you hit the ball against the wall. I'm like, nah, this is not a handball I'm looking for. So that happened to me a few times, and I started scrolling on.
So how did that happen? Did you like look it up on the internet or something? And
yes, I looked it up. I saw handball, and I didn't even think. I was like, all right, this is the perfect one. I went there like twice, different park. I always see the same spot. I asked few friends. All they knew was like the one you hit the ball against the wall. And I have to take my time during the pandemic and keep looking, like watching some New York City handball game at the Super Globe in Saudi Arabia. That's how I was able to find the team, and I text them. So after the quarantine, Beanie finally was like, sure, you can come in the park and play with us. That's how I started training with the team.
All right, so that would have been, so you moved in to the United States in 2019?
Yeah, September 11, 2019 in New York.
You were like 16 years old then, right?
Yes.
So you were playing on the under 18?
In Guinea.
As a 16-year-old?
15.
15?
Yeah, I played 15. I was 16, I could play more, but I ended up moving here.
All right, so you moved to the United States, and then you started playing with NYC out of COVID, so like it would have been like 2020? 2020?
Yeah, it was 2020 after July. I remember I just turned 17, and that's how I started practicing with them.
So I think the first time I saw you play then was probably 2022 at the Samala Cup in Denver.
My first Samala Cup was last year.
Oh, just last year?
Yeah,
okay.
Last year was my first Samala Cup, and we won. And this is my second Samala tournament, yeah.
So what's it been like for you playing for New York City?
I feel like it's a very big opportunity, because this is something that I grew up liking it, enjoying. It's like a hobby. And also we have like a team that basically everybody be supporting each other. They have been like one of the big impacts to me in terms of learning English, my educations. I always have my teammate there for me. They be every time asking me for my GPA, helping me with my homework, being there for me when it's needed. So New York City Handball team is basically like a family to me.
Who has been helping you with your classes and stuff?
So like we have Evans. He plays usually for Team 2. He's from Serbia. And he has been one of the guys that always call me, give me more idea about school. Sometimes look at my essay when I have to do more writing, review them for me, and tell me more about how I can improve my writing in English. And the whole team basically helped me more in terms of communication, because New York City is basically a tourist city. We always have players from everywhere. Some people speak English, some people don't. But nobody make fun of you. They always encourage you to learn the language and welcome you to be part of the family.
So New York City, in some respects, has been playing. We always talk about clubs being a family and everybody's, working together. But probably a little bit more than that in this case. I mean, we're talking helping you study, helping you decide what school to go to, all those sorts of things.
Even I remember before I even started working, Guinea even helped me to find some side job. He was looking for a job. Everybody was doing the best they can to just help me to be more welcome, because when you're in the team and you have to depend on too much, people are not more comfortable with that. But the fact that they push you to do something your own, that's a big achievement for me. That's something that I was very happy about.
Yeah. Well, that does speak very well for New York City, taking you under their wing a little bit. So let's backtrack a little bit. So I did a little internet sleuthing, trying to find out more about Togba, and I came upon an essay that you wrote that happened shortly after you moved to the United States. But talk a little bit about how you came to the United States and what was happening that resulted in you deciding to leave Guinea.
So when I was back home, I always was looking for opportunity, because I know life there is not safe. And we have so many things going there, this teacher strike, complaining about money, they're not getting good pay. Not every kid have opportunity to go to school, because only private school give a better education and public school really don't. And there's so many people finishing school, no job. There's always a political protest, ethnicity fight, people complaining everybody wants someone from the tribe to be president, which make the country unstable. And I just came from a background where things wasn't very working well for me. I was going through a lot of issues, and I was looking just for opportunity to live a better life, comfortable life, where I can be able to be a man, take care of myself, plan for my family, plan for my future.
But for context, and this is where I go I mean, a lot of people make that decision and they're adults.
Yeah.
You were 16 years old, and part of your family decided.
So basically, when you go back home, there's no opportunity. Mostly for most people, there's so many people finish school, they have nothing to do, end up just sitting in the attire base, drinking tea, coffee, talking, no job, no employment. It's part of life. And as you go into school, you see people that already finished school, they don't have nothing. You're always gonna question myself, when I finish school, is this the situation I'm gonna be in? Everybody looking for a better opportunity when you come to certain things.
Was it a difficult journey to make it to the U.S.? Can you talk a little bit about how that came about? Or
it was pretty hard, very hard. I remember I went through a lot. Even when I came here first, there's a part I have an auntie living in U.S. that's supposed to stay with. It didn't work out. And I have to stay in foster care for a few times, which was
you have to stay where?
In foster care, which was part of my life.
Yeah, but moving in, I think the article I saw, you were in Chicago at first.
Yeah, I was in Chicago for 3 months, because when I came, I was supposed to move with my auntie. She didn't answer, and they sent me there because I have nobody. They have to figure it out, and that's how they end up sending me back in New York to stay in foster care.
But you're on your own as a 16-year-old, or you had some siblings with you?
No, I never. In U.S., no, I never had a sibling.
You're on your own, 16-year-old.
Yes.
All right. that's different. You know, that's
there's so many backstories, but I prefer to.
I understand.
Yeah.
But you end up in New York City, and you were walking along, and there was a guy in a wheelchair. Do you want to tell a little bit about the?
Oh yeah, I remember the story. Like, I just came back home. We used to, like, anytime you see people in need, you have to be there for them, help them as much as you can. Which you don't do it because you're expecting something in return. You always do it for being kind, because that's how we've been, and that's how I grew up. That's the education I receive. I'll help everybody around me as much as I can, and I see people, like, you know, when they need help, I always do that. I met a guy in a wheelchair that was basically trying to climb a hill, and no one was there helping. Everybody walking by, and I'm like, come on, let me just help. And he was trying to reward me with something. I'm like, I didn't do expecting no reward, because that's who I am.
You were actually maybe a little insulted that he thought you wanted to get paid to help him, you know, go down this steep hill that he was a little bit afraid of.
Yeah, I was like, just like, why you have to pay me for it? I never grew up with that mindset. Like, I'm not doing things for people expecting nothing in return. I always do it for being me, and knowing that everybody in need deserves help. It doesn't have to be from their family member. It can be from anyone else.
Yeah. And so you ended up helping him anyway.
Yes.
And, you know, he was very appreciative, and that was a kind thing for you to do in that situation.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about having to learn English as well.
So basically, when I came, the family I stayed with, everybody speaking English. I was the only one speaking French. They have to use Google Translate to talk to me at first, which I didn't see, like, as a way of living. And I should know the U.S. is an English country, basically. The only way I can be able to socialize is to learn the language. I started trying, like, there's no point of being ashamed and be like, oh, if I make a mistake, they will make fun of me. I know that I already know more than one languages. I speak French, that I learned back home in school. I speak Susu, Mandingo, Kono, and other dialect back home. So I pretty much know them a lot. It's just that I don't know English. I was just trying. I didn't care about whatever. I focused on my learning. I got help from people because I didn't stay by myself. I just grew up being, like, around people, socialize. And the more I be around people, try to understand them, and they try to understand me too, because they were patient with me. That's how I just keep pushing. And now, at least, I won't sound perfect, but everybody can understand what I'm saying.
I can understand you just fine, and that speaks well of you that you know so many languages, and then also you know you're brave and said, hey, I got to learn this.
Yeah.
If I make a mistake, I make a mistake.
It's a part of the journey.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your schooling in New York City. You said that they helped you find.
Yeah, so
different schools.
I went to Crotona International High School, graduated from there, and I was looking for school. My dream was always to be a doctor, which wasn't the case.
Your dream was to be what?
A doctor.
A doctor, okay.
Yeah, so I tried to look for the school, and I just know that being here by myself, I don't think I will get every support I need to go to the medical school. And I was able to talk to so many people, teammates and everybody, and I ended up coming with the idea to do my nursing program first. When I'm a nurse, I feel like it's a big plus for me. From there, I will see, based on the opportunity I get, if I can go further in my education or not. But so far, I'm focusing on the nursing school.
And so that's what you're doing now. I saw on your Wikipedia page, you're a nursing student.
Yes.
And you're working to, I don't know what the nursing... certification
I do have my CNA license, which is like certified nursing assistant.
Okay.
I have worked in the nursing home a year ago for like a year, and I still like play handball. I do a little bit of it in school, work, and all I can.
Yeah, and so this move has worked out for you. You like living in the United States, and you got a handball community that you're playing with, and you're doing great things on the handball court for sure.
I mean, moving in New York was one of the big things in my life. That I feel like it was the best decision I ever made in my life, because I have been getting so much opportunity that I'm very proud of. Like, of course, right now I'm 21, but still, like, so many opportunities at school, work. At least I don't depend on no one, which is one of the good things. And I can see a big progress in my life because I'm almost done with school. I'll be graduating next year, December. And from there, we'll see. I had a nursing job, and based on what life results for me, I can basically decide what's the next step for me.
Well, yeah, if your dream is to become a doctor, and, you know, coming from another country, learning English, I can see if you have the proper motivation, like I see on the handball court, you do some nursing for a few years and then apply to medical school.
Yeah.
I think it's well within it's a reasonable progression.
Yeah, I still have the option open, and of course I don't see myself giving up, like being like I just have to focus on work. Even when I'm done, I'm working. I always have to keep looking. Anytime there's opportunity, of course I will take.
And you told me that you're on a path to citizenship now.
What?
On a path to become an American citizen.
Yes. I have my green card, and I can apply for the U.S. citizenship in July 2027. Okay. The Olympic is coming. I would love to play for the United States. That's one of my dreams right now too. Let's see what life reserves for me. I hope everything goes faster.
If you keep progressing as a handball player or progressing as a human, that's 3 years away. I can see the trajectory continuing to go up. Have you considered maybe going to Europe and playing?
Yeah, I have. Guinea told me so many times about it, that he knows people and there's always a way to help me if it's one of the things I want to do. And I'm still looking at it. The issue is right now, my Guinea passport is expired. I don't have Guinea passport and I'm trying to renew it. It's not working.
Yeah.
I have applied for a US travel document I'm still waiting for. I didn't get it yet. But at least if I have that, first thing I can do, I can go for like a training camp in one of the teams in Europe, which can be like a big opportunity to see exactly, compare myself to others.
Yes.
And see if there's still a way of learning I can, focus on. And
You're
anything.
just 21 years old. I think you have a future if everything can be worked out to make it happen.
I mean, yeah, I'm taking advantage of all the opportunity I have right now. I'm not just going to be like, all right, this is the only thing I'm going to focus on. The main goal in life is to be successful and live a better life. So no matter where it's coming from, you just have to take it. If it happens that to be a professional handball player, that can give me the life I'm dreaming of. Of course, I will take it. If you have to be from the medical field, I will be happy with that too.
Well, Togba, it's been great chatting with you, getting to know you a little bit. Maybe, who knows, we'll see. 2028, American citizen, hearing that national anthem, in Los Angeles. A lot of things have to happen to that. We've got some other good players too as well. But this is a great story.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.